All right, I'm on. Do you see me?
Nope.
Neither is anybody else yet.
No, baby, you're not showing on anymore.
I have one person on,
I don't know how. I can't find it.
and now they're gone.
I'm serious.
Hey, how are you, Affordable Armory? It's weird because it says that nobody's, there we go. Now it's, all right. So somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I'm using my computer tonight and I don't know how the sound is on it. So greetings, Stephen Hall, the great state of Utah. You know, I have always wanted to go to Utah to do some rock climbing. I know that they have amazing rock climbing there, and man, I just I will try to have a great stream. Thank you, yo. All right, awesome. Well, we've got, okay, good. AA says that I've got a thumbs up, so that's awesome. Yeah, while we're figuring this all out, it's actually a lot easier for me to see the my comment, my chat bar here, my chat box, by using my computer, and I just didn't know how the video or the sound would be on it, so I hated to take the chance, but I don't know, maybe it'll work better than my silly phone. Yeah. Now, Stephen, would you go rock climbing too? I would be, man, that would be a perfect trip. Go rock climbing and shooting. That would be amazing. Nope. No hesitation. Steven says, nope. No rock climbing. Let's see. Hey, average guy. Good to see you. Yeah. Reloader 762. Man, it's like the family's all here. Everybody's hopping on, and that's pretty awesome. Just waiting for a couple more people. We've got some likes already. While we are waiting, I guess one of the first things I want to talk about is I'm going to be adding, and I don't know how to do this. I was just Googling it when I got home from school today. I need to figure out how to add the little subscribe button, and you all have subscribed, so obviously it's not for you guys, but I need to add the subscribe button to my videos. So Tumblr, yeah. I plan to talk about that. That's actually on my list. I actually have a little list here that I plan to ignore the it was ripped out in a hurry from my notebook, which is actually kind of one of my pet peeves. I'm a little anal about how I rip things out of my notebooks. But I wanted to try to get on here at a good time. So, but yes, the Tumblr is on my list of things to talk about. So yay. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be working on adding some buttons. In watching other YouTube videos, I've noticed people have a lot of little buttons on their screen, on their video at the end. And I definitely want to add the subscribe button because I know it's really kind of a pain to actually click on the subscribe button, just because like when we're watching YouTube on our TV, we're sitting in our family room and we're watching it. It's the subscribe button's not like right there. So I feel like a lot of people probably have that same issue. Like I told you guys a couple nights ago when I did the live, it seems like a lot of people watch the videos and they don't actually subscribe. And so I'm trying to figure out how to, even those numbers out a little bit. So, but yeah, I did get all of my boxes checked for monetization to start happening. I don't know what that'll entail or mean, but I did have to set up an AdSense account today. So I actually used to have an AdSense account, back probably, I don't know, 15, not quite 15, probably closer to 13 years ago. I actually used to have a website where I did book reviews, and it was called readerreport.com. It does not exist anymore. I ended up getting rid of it, but I used to read books and review them. And so I did the AdSense thing where I would get paid for clicks on the ads, and I think I made like 5 cents on it. So yeah, it wasn't anything too exciting. But I did have t-shirts made that said readerreport.com with a little fountain pen on it and everything. That was my logo. And I don't know, I think I've really been thinking about the J Crew t-shirts. I was thinking we need to have some J Crew t-shirts, right? And then we can all wear J Crew t-shirts, and I can have some of you guys come on and chat with me live during some videos, and just being a dork. But yeah, I just thought that'd be pretty fun. And then I was actually teasing my stepson yesterday and told him I was going to get him a J Crew shirt, and no, he gave me 2 thumbs down on that one. He said, I am not wearing that. He said I might use it for like a wash rag or something. So yeah. Let's see. So let me go over my comments here. Have I thought about a sonic cleaning device? It's funny that you bring that up because I was actually going to talk about some tumbling tonight. Not gymnastics tumbling, but walnut media tumbling for our brass. So that's actually one of the things that I'm going to be doing this weekend. Is I'm going to make a video, and of course that video is going to be a little time consuming to get made, because what I'm going to do is I want to try out some of the hacks that people have recommended for tumbling. And so I was going to ask you guys what hacks you've heard of, or what hacks you've tried that you've liked, or even what ones you tried and didn't work for you. For example, the dryer sheets and all that. So I do have walnut media, Lyman walnut media. I'm going to use only that. That's going to be my baseline. So that's my, fixed point is my walnut media, and it'll be other things that I add into that just to see what works well. So if you guys have anything that you've ever tried or have wanted to try, let me know. And we'll just do a little comparison video about that and see, we'll check out some brass once it's done and just see if any of them come out better than any of the other ones. But like I said, it's going to take a little while. It's going to take me kind of all weekend doing a lot of different tumbling to figure that one out, because obviously the tumbler needs to run for a little while. So, and since the tumbler is right here next to where I make my videos, because I'm here at my work table, my press is right here, my tumbler's right here, my spinner's right here, everything's right here. So obviously while I'm making videos, I will not be using my tumbler. So yeah, drop a comment in the chat box if you have anything you want to see. Let's see. I can put it on my TV. Yes, you can. If you have a TV that can have YouTube, like the YouTube app on it, yeah, you can absolutely put it on your TV. That's actually how we like to watch it, because it's, a much bigger screen. And a lot of times then what happens is, we'll turn on Hickok 45 and one of his videos will play, and then it'll say, up next, recommended for you. And then another video of somebody else will play. And I don't know, I actually prefer watching that kind of stuff to television, honestly. Like, I can't stand mainstream TV. In fact, we don't even have mainstream TV. We don't have cable. Anything that we watch, we'll watch through the smart TV on, particular app, HBO Max or YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus. Those are pretty much our go-tos. But yeah, you can definitely watch it on your TV. Let's see. I can add a subscribe button with end card. Yes. And that is exactly what I was looking at. So I noticed that there's a way to do that, and you just have to put that little button in there, and then you drop something else on top of it, and then people can click on it. So let's see, Brasso. Okay, Brasso in, well, since I'm going to be using walnut, let's see if it works in the walnut too. But I have heard people say Brasso, so I'm writing that down, taking notes right here. MCF. MCF, did you see my comment to you that I just typed right before I jumped on the live? I'm glad to see you're here. 14 watching, but only 7 likes. Now, 10. There we go. MCF convinced everybody to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Let's see. Your TV is 26-inch analog tube TV. Not okay. I was actually going to ask if any of you had done any April Fool's pranking today. I couldn't believe it. So I teach at a school. We had an assembly today, and the assistant principal stood up in the assembly and, kind of got on the kids and said, look, we've only got 32 school days left. Please get your work turned in. And then also he said, and we know today's April 1st. It's April Fool's Day, but we will not tolerate any pranks or jokes in school. And all of the kids started booing him. I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't imagine when I was in school being a kid booing an administrator. I don't know. I was kind of mind blown by it, but he went with it. So, but I have not done any April Fool's jokes today. I haven't been the recipient of any April Fool's jokes today. Not a big fan of it. So, but obviously average guy with his 26-inch analog tube TV, that joke's okay. I can do that one. Steven, you only get local TV. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I kind of tend to stay away from a lot of the news even. I get what I want and what I need for my current events and leave the rest of it. So, exactly, Reese. We will suffer no fools. Joe asks, great question. Do I remove the primers before tumbling? So it depends on the brass that we're using. And, if we have like the range brass that we have used and we're reusing, we generally deprime after we have tumbled and cleaned our brass. So, hope that answers your question. But Art Vandalay, are you eating McDonald's tonight? I see a red box of French fries and a cheeseburger. I had Mexican for dinner tonight. It was pretty delicious. Also very busy at the Mexican restaurant, but you can never go wrong with chips and salsa, right? So yeah. Anyway, it also depends on how many times it's been loaded. Back to your question. Sorry, I got distracted, Joe, but it depends on how many times it's been loaded. So, let's see. Average guy, small arms instructor, range operator in the U.S. Air Force for a long time. That's awesome. So, well, thank you for your service, first of all, coming from a dad who, I've told some of you before, my dad was in Vietnam. He was in the Army Corps of Engineers. One of his jobs was to drive basically a big truck over fields and see if he could find any landmines. And he did. He found one, ended up blowing up his truck, and he had to get medevaced out. And this last summer, I actually met a retired medevac pilot, and he's written some books. And I tell you, I mean, it was just amazing to meet this man. And actually I won an autographed copy of one of his books. So that was pretty cool. But I was able to tell this man, thank you for serving our country, because it was because of somebody like him that my dad was able to come out of it alive. You know, he got medevaced out very quickly, was able to get medical attention, was in the hospital obviously for a long time. And when he finally came back to the United States, landed in California. And one of his worst memories was that when he got off the plane, people started spitting at him. And, you know, he came home a hero, obviously, but wasn't treated at all like one. And for a long time, actually, until I was about 13 years old, he would not talk about his experience at all. And, you know, it just amazes me the kinds of sacrifices that men and women have made over the years. And so I just never hesitate to, you know, tell somebody that I appreciate their service, because I know what my dad did. He came home, obviously had a lot of baggage that he had to deal with from that. And, you know, and then he met my mom and married her, and they had me and my younger sister. And, you know, I grew up for the first 13 years of my life never hearing any of his stories or hear him talk about his time in Vietnam at all. So anyway, to any of the veterans that are on here, and there's probably more than one, thank you for everything that you've done. Let's see. Oh, wow. Stephen had 2 uncles that served in World War II, and your father served in Korea. That's awesome. Very awesome. Bob Shell, glad to see you're here. You finally let go of that handle long enough to stop and take a peek at the video tonight, huh? Let's see. Affordable Armory, another airman. That's awesome. Average guy, your dad was a fuel truck driver in the Air Force. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So not to bring the mood down on our Friday night date night for all the subscribers, but so anyway, I'm gonna go through my little list of notes that I've made here. I did tell you guys the other night that I'm a girl, and it was possible that I was gonna, you know, have other options for an EDC, and there is a newer firearm that is out that not many people have yet. And one of the local shops here actually got one in today. They had told us a few days ago that they were hoping to get one in today and to check in with them. So after I got out of school, I came home and my husband and I went out to this shop, and they did get it in, and we walked in and we found it right away in the case. And they said, that's hilarious, because we just put this in the case about 5 minutes ago. And this was probably 5 o'clock, 5:15. They were getting ready to close at 6. And they said, we just put it in the case. So they took it out. I looked at it, drooled on it, you know, gonna sleep on it tonight, and we'll see what tomorrow morning brings. But so I can't tell you what it is, because it's going to be a surprise if that's the one I go with. So we'll see, but it's going to be really exciting if I bring that one home and get to talk about it. And it'll be one that, you know, not many people have much experience with yet. So we'll see. Let's see. So what else were we going to talk about? Oh, yes. The media hacks. We'll go back to that real quick. So I do have that somebody suggested the Brasso. And of course, like I said, the dryer sheets, that's another one that we're going to do. So if you have a suggestion for one of the hacks you want to see us try, drop that in the chat box. So let's see what else. The cups. So somebody brought up the tumblers. I think, was it Steven maybe brought up the tumblers? I don't remember. Anyway, I'd have to scroll back through, but yes, the tumblers, I did finally get to talk to my laser engraver guy. And so he told me, what their parameters are. I told him that I think we all like it in this blue color because, it's pretty close to Dylan blue. It's not exactly Dylan blue, but it's very patriotic, kind of, goes with the flag. So I really like the blue color. And so if you want one of these cups, I need to compile my list a little bit better. Probably what I'll have you do is email me. So remember, my email is jennyj1911@usa.com. Pretty easy to remember, jennyj1911@usa.com. Email me that, and I'm probably going to just have you pay either by PayPal or Venmo. I'll probably just have both set up so that you can pick which one you'd prefer to pay by. And I am going to look into, there's a shipping place called Pirate Ship. So I'm looking into that. The laser engraving guy said that that's what they always use and that they're very dependable and affordable. So I'm going to look into the pricing on that, and then we'll be able to kind of get the final price nailed down. So let's see. I was going to talk about that. Let me see here. Did I get a hold of the PX4 Storm Compact? No, I did not. 365 XL Spectre Comp? Nope. Wilson Combat EDC X9 like mine? Nope. Affordable Armory. See, I was thinking it was either Steven or Affordable Armory. It was you that brought up the tumblers. So thank you. The dryer sheets, the anti-static, sweet smelling rounds. Do you regularly sniff your brass? I mean, I don't know. I don't. I did have a bowling ball. I went through a bowling kick for a while, and I did have a bowling ball that smelled like mangoes. Like, you can actually buy scented bowling balls. I know, seems kind of weird, but I did have a mango scented bowling ball, and I would say that mango scent lasted maybe 2 or 3 times at the bowling alley, and then it just started smelling like the oil that they put on the lanes. So the mango scent didn't really last very long. So let's see what else. Cups for Warmy. Let's see. Jer Bear, good to see you. Good evening to you too. Steven, you don't have either one of those payment methods. Okay. Well, if you guys have a suggestion for an alternative payment method, let me know. You can drop that in the chat box too, and we'll see what we can come up with. So, average guy, Grandma says supper's ready. You better go eat your supper. I hope it's delicious. Let's see. Oh, the smell of napalm in the morning. Yeah, I'll pass on that, I think, but let's see. No, I don't think I've ever been next to someone shooting Russian made ammo. I don't know what that would smell like, but I can only guess. Okay. Another thing I was going to tell you guys about, the reloading shop here in town, Full Circle, they actually are getting some Dylan dies in, and that's been like unheard of. I mean, they've had, all the other ones, they've had Lee and RCBS and Hornady, but they have not really had Dylan dies. Today they had some Dylan dies. Now, of course, we're looking for some 45 ACP dies for the Dylan. Like, we have other dies, but we wanted to try out the 45 ACP Dylan dies. They don't have those yet. That'll probably be the last dies they get in. So we did see, I think on the Dylan website, it said that they were like backlogged about a year on those 45 ACPs or something. So yeah, it might be a little while. We might have a little while to wait on those. But they did have some large pistol primers. So we were able to pick up some large pistol primers for a nice price. So that was pretty exciting because, I need to get some of my 45s loaded again. And now that, my 18-year-old likes shooting my 45, my 1911, yeah, kind of going through that, trying to be conservative with my 45 ammo, but it's hard to do when several of us like shooting that, so that caliber. So let's see, I'm gonna check out the comments here if we have anybody else. Oh, Slide Rack's on. Good to see you, Slide Rack. Reloader 762. Okay, awesome. Well, we've got some of our regulars. That's good. Oh, all right, Jer Bear. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so another thing that I wanted to talk about, we are, now that the weather's starting to get nicer here in Missouri, we're looking for some outdoor ranges to start shooting at. And I don't know, I'm really excited because what I really want to do, I don't fancy myself a Hickok 45, of course. No one could ever be Hickok 45. He's the, I don't know, the all-knowing being of outdoor range shooting, I guess. But I would sure love to do some outdoor range shooting. So we've been kind of compiling our list of places where we can go to do some outdoor shooting so that we can make some videos. I would love to make some videos, some actual good videos of me shooting, not in a range with all the extra noise, the background noise, the other people talking, and poor lighting, all of those things. So I really, really want to get to shoot outside, and especially, boy, if I get this new gun tomorrow, it'd be nice to be able to take that outside so you can really see how it shoots too. And of course, when you're outside and you're shooting steel, nothing replaces the sound of shooting steel. Am I right? I mean, that's just, I don't know. It's so rewarding to hear that sound. So kind of like Pavlov's dog, right? Like you hear that sound and you're like, you kind of respond favorably to that sound. So let's see. Do we resize our powder coated Missouri bullets? We have not. No, we haven't needed to resize. We've only done the 9s so far. Looking to see. Yeah, we've only done the 9s. I do have 45s in the Missouri bullets. I haven't loaded any of those yet, but we have not had to resize our 9s. So those are the only ones I can speak for right now, but the answer is no. Let's see. Took you 6 weeks to find small pistol primers. Finally got some last week. Ooh, yeah. Good to see you, Sean, by the way. Welcome back. Yeah, I know. The small pistol, for a long time, it was the small pistol primers that we were able to find a lot easier than the large pistol primers. So the fact that we got large pistol primers today so easily really surprised me. I don't know what is up with all that. I just wish that there was an answer to all of it. I wish that we could have a little more predictability. The only thing I can predict is that as soon as they become more readily available, we plan to, and I encourage all of you too, if you reload, even if you don't reload, you might want to stock up on some of this stuff because you never know, you might have to start reloading. But, we plan to stock up. As soon as components start becoming more available again, we just, we really think it's a good idea to stock up because you just never know, and keep everything dry, dehumidified, tucked away, safe and sound for when you need to use it. So let's see here. Where did I leave off? Oh, wow. Sean, your cousin got lead poisoning from working at an indoor range. That's, yeah. The one that we do our SRO stuff at, they actually had talked about, how they remediate that. So it's interesting that you would say that. Let's see. Wayne Mail, I need to come back to Ohio and shoot at Thunder Valley at Rainer's Range. I don't know where that's at, but I was just actually on the phone with my mom this morning. If you guys remember, I did say that I grew up next door to a conservation league. And when I was growing up, all day I heard pow, 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 pow. And it didn't really faze me. So today, and my family lives on the farm where I grew up, and it has some gullies in it. So, it'd be like great place to go do outdoor shooting. My mom was like, yeah, anytime you want to come up and shoot, it's like automatically got that, built-in backstop. So, but she told me that the Conservation League next door now also has a pistol range, an outdoor pistol range. And because my parents are next door to them, they have said, my parents aren't members there, but they have said, anytime you want to come over and shoot, since we're right next door, just come over. You have free range, get it, of our pistol range. So I was like, oh, I think I'm going to have to make a trip to Ohio really soon, because I would love to be able to go shoot at that outdoor range. I mean, geez, I grew up next door to that place all my life, and I'd love to be able to go and shoot all my pistols there. And of course, we've got some ARs and some shotguns and rifles that we could take out there and shoot too. So it'd be a lot of fun to do that. So let's see, what else do we have going on here? Let's see. Hobbies with Steve. You stocked your reloading supplies heavily about 10 years ago. You've breezed through this whole dumpster fire of late. Yeah. It's funny because I've actually heard a lot of people say that. I want to say kudos to reloaders. And here's why. Because it seems like most reloaders that I have talked to have stocked up. They have stocked up, and they stocked up just so they could be ready for something like this if and when it happened. I just think there must be something about reloaders that's very sensible. And I am proud to be a member of that community now. Hopefully some of your sensibility rubs off on me, and, I'll start being sensible about all that stuff too. But I think you all should give yourselves a pat on the back for having the foresight and the intuition to stock up on that stuff. I talked to somebody the other day that said that they had stocked up and they actually had extra stuff from what they needed to load, that they weren't really loading all of those things. And they said, I thought about getting rid of it. And I said, I wouldn't do that. Hang on to it. Even if you don't think you're going to need it, I sure wouldn't get rid of it, because you just never know. And it sure is a lot easier to be self-sufficient, right, than to have to worry about, geez, I got rid of this stuff. I used to have it, and now I wish I still had it, and I don't. So let's see. Okay. Affordable Armory. I like your suggestion. Do a reloading beginners video. I know, absolutely. I find that hard to believe that you know nothing about reloading, but that actually is one of the things I'm planning to do, a full step-by-step from the time we dumped the brass into the tumbler to the time it comes out looking like this. I want to be able to show people the exact step-by-step process in, full-blown format, so that the people that don't know can see really just how easy it is. I would say, the hardest part really is just tweaking your loads to be tailored to what you want. And that's just I think you just have to be patient with that and also keep good records. It's really a good idea to write stuff down so that you know what you've already done. Take notes about how it worked for you, how it ran through your gun. So I think that's really one of the big takeaways. Everything else is pretty straightforward. It's just, make sure that you're doing, eventually loading the loads that are right for you and for your firearms. So, but yes, I love your idea, Affordable Armory. I'm going to definitely do one of those videos. You're not the first person that's asked for something like that. So that's actually probably one thing I'm going to do this weekend, is one of those in between times when the tumbler is running, so that we can figure out our media hacks. Let's see. Sean, you were stocked up on ammo, not on primers and powder. Yeah. I mean, that's either way. You want to know that if you can't get it from somewhere, you can get it from your own stockpile, right? Because it's all about being ready, being prepared. So, an Isaac Walton range. I've never heard of that. So I don't know if you all know about what that is, if that's just something I just have never heard of, if it's a regional thing. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Critter, that doesn't surprise me. Critter has a favorite oak tree that he tests out all his reloads on. It's one of 7 trees on 12.5 acres. Now, that doesn't give you a ping like steel does, Critter. So I don't know. Is the thunk as satisfying as the ping? I don't know. You'll have to tell me. Only 3 bricks of primers are on here since December of 2020. Wow. Okay, so Reloader 762, where are you at? Because I will not move there. That's rough. That's rough to only be able to have that much in supply. Now, I will say we have tried those bot services online where, it's going to tell you if they have certain components in stock. And it seems like every time we get a notification saying, hey, we've got their primers on this website, we get to that website, we click almost immediately and they're gone. So yeah, I mean, it's just about, sometimes it's about luck, right? Being lucky enough to just click on something first if you're going to have to buy it online. So, Steven, stick with us. You'll be a reloader soon. I bet you. How many of you all want to try to convince Steven to become a reloader? I think that'd be fun. And then Steven could, like video journal his journey into reloading. Let's see. $175 for 1,000 primers is the average around here. Yeah, I know. Andrew, I agree. I just hope prices come down soon too. And it's hard to say if there's an end in sight, because I just, it's been so unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. Now, I will say that our one of the things online that we did see, going back to the buying the primers online, we did see where they had 2,000 Magnum pistol primers this morning, and I know that we could use those if we needed to. We opted not to. We haven't had to go to the Magnum primers yet. So I do know that those are a little more available right now. So I guess that's just kind of something to look for. Okay, so Reloader 762, you're in North Carolina. Okay. Huh. Wow. I guess, I don't know. Like I said, I guess there's just no predictability about where or who has or doesn't have primers, or how much they're going to cost, or when they're going to come in. I don't know. Somebody made the comment the other day. I don't remember if it was on a live or if it was on one of my videos. They said, anybody interested in starting a primer company? might not be a bad idea right now. I did have I want to say a follower on TikTok, maybe. Somebody had said that they knew a woman who made her own primers. I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly. Doesn't really seem like, I don't know. I don't mind doing tedious work, but I cannot imagine making primers. I mean, how do you even do that? I don't know. How do you do that? I don't know. I'm sure there are videos out there. Probably YouTube has some videos. I don't know. Maybe you guys have tried, but that just seems like I'm not ready for that yet. Yes, I will cast my own lead bullets. I will powder coat them. I will load all my own rounds, but I just don't know how I feel about making my own primers yet. So, okay. So let's see. Oh, Rick. Hey, Rick. Cheers. I hope you're drinking out of your cup tonight. Rick was, in case you guys didn't know or didn't remember, Rick Rossetti is the guy that won the cup when I had my drawing last week. And so he did send me an email and said that he received it in the mail. So it's kind of fun to know that there are two of us in the world that are drinking out of one of these cups. So anyway, good to see you, Rick. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, and Rick says he cannot get primers or powder in Central Florida. So it's just crazy. Rick, by the way, when Allie, my 15-year-old, and I went to the post office to mail your cup to you, she looked at your address and she had just gotten back from spring break at her dad's house. And she looked at your address and she goes, wait a minute. And she put your address into Google Maps or something. And she said, he lives like 5 minutes away from my dad. So she goes, I wish I would have known. I could have hand delivered his cup to him. So it was just really cool because she was right there, Rick. She was right in your neck of the woods. And that excited her that we were sending a cup to the place where she had just been. And, she's going to be back down there this summer to visit her dad for a little bit. And so small world, but she just thought that was really, really cool. So let's see. Stephen, finding primers in Utah is just as hard. See, it's funny because I feel like the powder has been so much easier to find lately. Still not great, but a lot easier than the primers. But still, you know what? Find powder, primers, whatever. Just keep stocking up when you can. That's my advice. Let's see. Critter, you buy those expensive primers, then it will only get more costly. Yep, exactly. That's true. It's, gets less cost efficient. But even if the primers are more expensive, I tell myself this. Nobody knows what I have in stock. Nobody knows how much I have loaded. And I'm loading things the way I want to have them loaded. So there's still that autonomy, I guess, for being able to do what I want with my rounds. So that's kind of nice. We just keep hoping that those primer prices go down. Let's see. So let's see here. Walter. Good evening, Mr. Bunning. How are you tonight? Because he was a teacher, I had to start calling him Mr. I mean, that's just respectful, right? Folks are making their own percussion caps too. I don't know. Not yet. I'm not ready for that yet. Not yet. Yeah. Very true. Critter, are you going to buy more expensive gas? My mom, they live in Northwest Ohio. She was just telling me this morning that diesel up there is like $5.25. It's not that yet here. That's like Illinois prices, $5.25 per gallon for diesel. I mean, come on, Ohio. This is Northwest Ohio. This is rural Ohio, and that's what they're charging. So that's kind of, I don't know, highway robbery. It really, really sucks. But I could talk about politics, and I won't. I'll keep because I'm a teacher, I'll keep my opinions to myself. So I'm just curious, what powder are you all looking for? I think, you all pretty much know we have been using the Tight Group here primarily. It just seems to work for us. And actually we haven't had really any issue finding that. So that's been nice, at least, to be able to have that available. Hey, all right. I'm getting emails about the cups. So y'all are listening. Good job. You all get an A for the day for listening. So way to go. Let's see. Rick says he's drinking out of his cup, and thanks again. You are so welcome. I'm so glad. That just makes my day. Hey, GGW Reloading. Good to see you. Now let's see. Primer prices will come down. Ms. Jenny. Well, thank you, Mr. Bunning. I hope that they do, because I think that's what we're all waiting for. I think everybody would just like to feel like something's normal in the world again, right? I don't know. There are a lot of days that I wake up and I think this world is just going crazy. Just going crazy. So, I think back to when I was a kid. And of course, I was a kid. So everything, my family kept things pretty normal and evenly keeled for us. Growing up on a farm, the big trouble was, how many times am I going to have to ride my bicycle up and down the driveway today? Because that was just one of my fun things that I did when I was a little kid, ride my bicycle up and down our gravel driveway. Am I going to hit a gravel pocket and, flip over on my bike? That was my big worry. So, or stepping on a bee out in the yard, because, I'm on a farm and in the country. I didn't want to wear shoes during the summer sometimes. And so I found out I was allergic to bees. So step on a bee enough times and have your legs swell up all the way up to your hip, and you realize, probably should wear shoes from now on. Okay, so let's see. Some 700X. Haven't tried that one. Okay. Wow, Wayne Mail, you have primers all the same price, $8.99 to $12.99 $100. You've been reloading since 2006. Actually, even the $12.99 price I'd be okay with. Like I said, there is a shop here that charges $20 for a box of 100. And those are the Federal primers. And no offense to Federal, but I hate how they package their primers, because when you take them out, they come out sideways. So you put them in your primer pan and they are all laying on their side. And I don't know. I don't like it. I like how Winchester and any of them that come, flat, I like those much better. So it's all about the packaging sometimes, right? So let's see. Critter, you have one gun shop within 60 miles, north, south, east, or west. Ugh. Well, okay, let's look at it this way, Critter. If that's the closest gun shop, you're probably able to avoid seeing all the guns all the time. I mean, we go into a gun shop, I'd say 2 or 3 times a week, and that's dangerous because that's why my wish list is like, a mile long, because I keep seeing all these guns. And when you can go and you can handle it and pick it up and you feel how it feels in your grip, oh man, that's just, and when it feels good to hold it, it's really tough to not be like, yep, I'm going to buy it. Yep, I'm going to buy it. The only thing that stops us is the wallet. So at least, if we live further from some gun shops, maybe that would save us from having such a long wish list, right? As my husband laughs at me. He's like, yeah, right. He knows me. See, most girls want rings and jewelry, and I like the guns. I don't know. I'm a weirdo, I guess. So let's see. Hey Jenny, I've got to put your channel on a ringy dingy. I keep finding you live by surprise. Yes, you do. Cool. You were looking into an RCBS single stage. So Brian, I'm assuming you are looking at buying one. I can tell you that there is really, honestly, any of those big brands you're not going to go wrong with them. So here's what I have to show you. Ta-da! RCBS single stage. This one is, how old is this one? Probably about 30 years old, 32 years old, and 20. Okay, it's about 20 years old and it still works. So I can tell you right now, you're not going to go wrong with buying one of these, honestly. Like, it's, it functions just fine. So we just don't have that one hooked up. But yeah, I would say, and I've said it before in my videos, you're not going to go wrong with any of those. They really, these places make these built to last, right? So, and the other thing is, if you are mechanically inclined enough to use one of these and to load your own ammo, you know how to take care of this stuff. And it's going to last you for a very, very, very long time. So I would encourage you, Brian, to, go for it. Absolutely. Just because the one we have set up right now is a Dillon doesn't mean that the other ones aren't also great, because I think they all work. So, let's see what else. The RCBS rock chucker. Yes, exactly. That's what I've read too. The rock chucker is like the, like you can't go wrong with that one. So RCBS has a great warranty too. Bust if they replace it. Yeah. I mean, pretty much I've heard that about all of the companies that make these presses, because all these manufacturers seem to have great customer service from what I've heard, and great warranties. I have talked to so many people that have said, especially with the Dillon, they've told me these stories where they break something on it, something that's their fault that they have broken, and they call Dillon and Dillon replaces it. So, I think it's just the ethics of these companies. They're very, very American. I think they have great ethics, and I think that they definitely deserve us supporting them too and buying their products, because they put out great products and they stand behind their products. So I think that's really huge. Michael, good night. Sweet dreams. I look forward to talking to you again soon. So let's see. What else? Yes. Oh, awesome. Yep. I'm glad you liked it, Brian. Very cool. Lee equipment. Yeah, exactly. And Critter, that was why, when I did that one breakdown for startup costs, how you could do it economically, I feel like Lee is the most economical one on the market right now from what I've seen. And, again, they're great presses and they're made really, really well. So, okay. Reloader 762, you have a Lyman Orange Crush single stage that's over 40 years old. That is awesome. That's very cool. Now, is that the only one that you have? Is that the like your primary press that you use? I'm just curious, like, or is there some specific caliber that you load on that one? Um, yeah, that's very cool. So let's see. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. So tomorrow it's supposed to rain here. So my plan is going to a gun shop in the morning. Um, this particular place has set back something for me. And so I'm going to go talk to them in the morning and let you guys know how that turns out. But in later in the morning to afternoon, early afternoon, maybe we'll go out and do some range safety officer duties. And that's always such a fun time. That is such a fun. I just love going out there and getting to talk to all the other people that love to shoot too. And all the other people that work out there. And then getting to meet the people on the range who are shooting. Like I've told you before, everybody has a story, everybody has a reason for being there. And it just seems like I feel like a lot of times I am there because I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And it seems like I hear some really interesting stories. A lot of times it's people who just need a little bit of reassurance. And, I love being able to, maybe it's the mom in me, maybe it's the teacher in me, I don't know, but I like being able to reassure people that, yes, they are going to be able to use their firearm confidently and comfortably. And, I just love being able to hear their background and what has brought them to that place at that time. So, I look forward to that, and it's just always a good time to be out there. I know a lot of people are like, I wouldn't want to do that because, people can be all willy-nilly with their firearms, but that's kind of also the point of being a range safety officer is, we try to keep an eye on that, and it's always good to, have people out there that are keeping an eye on things. And so if we can do that duty part of the time, I'm more than happy to help out like that. So yeah, exactly. Reese, guns are scary. That's why I talked to my own teenage daughters about it. I didn't want them to feel like guns were scary. I want them to respect them, but I don't want them to be scared of them. So, there are too many instances where people are scared of them, and that's when accidents happen. So I feel like, if you can have an honest respect and knowledge for them, you're going to be a lot further ahead. And you never know, the world is changing every day, and you just never know when you're going to need to have that knowledge. So, let's see. What else do we have going on? Reloader 762, you have a Lee 4-hole turret press as well. 6 pistol and 8 rifle calibers on the old Lyman before I got the Lee press. Wow. That's awesome. Oh, GGW, still have my first press. Pacific, is that 007? That is not one that I'm familiar with. Sorry to say, but that's amazing that you still have that one. So it looks like we do have some Pacific Durachrome dies right here. So obviously these are some loved and used dies that have been passed down in our family. And it looks like these are 22 Hornet. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see that stuff. And you can see there's the full kit of it in there, the full set. It's got everything in there, including instructions. My husband's grandfather actually is the one that, accrued all of these amazing supplies and was able to pass that down to his grandson. And I can honestly say that, his grandson really cherishes all of those things. And, think about that too, as you guys are getting into this stuff and then, phasing out of doing this, when you don't want to do it anymore or whatever. Think about who you're going to pass it down to too, because these are really like family heirlooms. I mean, honestly, and they're things that we can still use, and we take care of them and we use them. And that's actually, my 45 ACP dies that I'm using on my Dylan. They were ones that his grandfather had, and we use them and they still work perfectly. So, you never know. Just think about, these are really investments, and people talk about the cost a lot, but think about how many years and how many generations even you can pass this down through. So just something to think about as you maybe get started in reloading or continue reloading or expand your reloading. So let's see here. RO, you keep the brass from the range after being the range master. Yes. We sure do. That's one of the perks of getting to be out there. And especially when we see somebody come out, they'll buy brand new boxes of ammo right there from the range, and they bring their brand new box of ammo out. They shoot through it, bang, bang, bang. All that brass falls on the floor, and we just sit and we watch the brass, and we're like, okay. And we're like, do you want this brass? Nope. Okay. So we sweep it up, and where we are at, the people there are completely fine. They've told us, that we're welcome to do that. So it's kind of nice. Like I said, one of the perks of the job. So yeah, it is awesome. So anyway, all right, it is getting close to time. I actually have to go pick my daughter up from work. She started a new job tonight, so I have to go pick her up. She's making pizzas in a brick oven, so I get to see how her first night at her new job went. So anyway, it was really great to talk to you all and catch up with you all. Thanks for the Friday night date night, and shoot me an email if you want to be added to the list for the cup. Let me know, what payment platform you have. Like I said, Venmo and PayPal. If there's something else, you have an idea for another way to pay that's reliable, let me know. Yeah, and as soon as I find out about the shipping costs, I'll let you all know what that price will be, and we'll go from there. So, and then we can all sit around and have our chats and drink out of our tumblers together. So, all right. Well, anyway, I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Watch for some videos this weekend. Pass this channel along. If you know anybody that might be interested, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends and family to hit the subscribe button. And I hope you all have a great night. Talk to you again soon.